Hi, my name's Claire and this is Stitch Sew. Thank you so much for joining me today for another video. Now today's video is a Friday Sews video, coming a little bit late to you on Sunday, so apologies for that. But today I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I've been up to in the world of sewing and some stuff that's come through in the post, etc. So if that interests you, please stick around with me today. Now I'm sure you're all aware of what the Friday Sews format is all about. So it was created by the lovely Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and if you just want to search under that hashtag Friday Sews, you will find a whole host of us posting on under that hashtag, which will give you lots of amazing content. So what have I been up to for the last couple of weeks since I last posted a Friday Sews? So I did put out my Friday Makes video and my March plans, and I have done a little bit of work on my the makes that I was hoping to get done in March. I haven't done masses of sewing over the last couple of weeks, although I have got a few things to show you, so we will crack on with those. So the first thing that I thought I'd show you, I did show in my February Makes video, but a lot of you will have been following along with my journey of making the Jamelia Jacket, which is the Sewing Patterns by Mason jacket. And so if you haven't seen that video, I will link a card up above, but I'll just very quickly show you the finished garment, the finished coat. So I haven't put any fastenings on it as yet. I'm not sure whether I'm going to. I'm waiting for the weather just to warm up a little bit. As you know, it's been absolutely freezing in the UK over the last couple of weeks, and so I haven't had the chance to wear this yet. So I'm going to see whether I want to put fastenings on, whether I want to do buttons or poppers, or just leave it without fastenings. But yeah, it's all done. It's got these great big pockets, it's got the lining inside the pocket that all matches the back yoke, and all the insides are bound. So yeah, really lovely make. And as I say, that I go into a little bit more detail in relation to this make on my February my February Makes video, so do hop over and have a look at that if you want to see it in a bit more detail if you haven't already seen it. I'm really chuffed with this make, and I am looking forward to wearing it. I think it's going to be that ideal jacket for when it's still a bit chilly, but it not necessarily as cold as it has been in the last couple of weeks. The other thing that I got made up, which I haven't got to hand, is a t-shirt for my older son for his World Book Day outfit, which was on the 2nd or the 3rd of March. I was making a stripy t-shirt, and I'll pop a picture in of that finished make. I can't get it for you, unfortunately, because it's in his room and it's the evening now, and so I can't get hold of it. Actually, it might well be in the wash because he has worn it again since, which was the idea behind it, that it wouldn't just be a fancy dress costume, it would be something he'd be able to wear in the future, just on a day-to-day as well. So the next item that I got sewed up actually in March is the top that I'm wearing. Now this is a Stevie top, that's a Tilly in the Buttons pattern. It's one of her patterns that have been out for quite a long time, I think. I think it's not necessarily one of her earliest patterns, but one of her earlier patterns. It's got this sort of round neck. It's just a woven t-shirt essentially. I have done the little turn-ups there, and I will pop a picture in of me wearing it. And the back, you can either do a little tie detail on the back, or you can put a button on. I've chosen on this one to do a button. I've just popped a little green button on there, and I'll pop a picture in of what that looks like as well. It's in this black base with obviously the rainbows on, really bright, really colourful, a little bit out of my kind of usual style, if you like, in terms of fabric. It's just a cotton fabric, it's an art gallery fabric, so it's very nice. It was very nice to sew with, and a very easy make, this particular one. So this is the Stevie top, but you can make it into a dress as well, and I think that maybe in the summer I will look to make a dress version of this as well. But yeah, great little top. I did do some grading between sizes, I normally tend to do that. I grade out from the bust to the waist and hips. I graded out probably a little bit more than I needed to on this one, so next time I will just adjust the pattern, because I don't think I needed to do that quite as much as I did. It's a little bit oversized. In fact, I might just go back in, knit those sides in a little bit. I've actually, I think when I took some photos, I sort of pulled it in at the back just so that I could kind of see what it would look like if it was not quite as roomy. So yeah, but all in all, easy, quick, speedy make, and quite happy with it. So the next item that I sewed up wasn't actually part of my March plans, but sometimes things just take your fancy, don't they, in terms of something to sew. And the lovely company Waves and Wild put out in their newsletter that they had a new sort of pattern, which was a pencil case pattern, which you could use. You don't have to necessarily use just for pencils, but you can use for anything. And if you were in receipt of their newsletter, you got it for free. I think it's something they're potentially looking to put out as a paid for pattern, but as a newsletter receiver, if you like, you got it for free. So I've made this little zipped pencil case, if you like. I'm probably going to use it for some makeup, I think, because I can just pop it in the wash if it gets dirty. I've used this gorgeous tealy based fabric, you know, my favourite colour, that's got bees on and roses, and then inside it has got I've just used another sort of pink spotty based fabric, which I think is really rather nice. I didn't have two zips at the same colour, so I've gone for sort of a dark teal zip for this little pocket here, which I think will be really handy for things like tweezers and makeup brushes and things, just to keep them separate to other makeup. But obviously if you could put pens in one, pencils in the other zip. And there's also an option just to do a sort of a standard pencil case with just the one zip on, but I thought, why not go for the two? So this is just something that I knocked up one evening. I printed off the pattern, cut it out within an hour or so, 2 hours I suppose, from cutting it out, or including cutting out, maybe, I can't really remember. I wasn't timing myself, is the long and the short of it. I made a little pencil case. I really enjoy making additional sort of craft, what I think of as more of kind of a crafty type sew rather than garments. I love making garments. You know, that's the thing that I love the most, but occasionally I just like to throw in a different type of make. You don't have to worry about fitting, you don't have to worry about grading the pattern. You just cut it out and sew. And often they are, you know, quite simple and things, but you know, not necessarily simple makes. I'm really inspired by the lovely Marisa from the Umbrian Sewist, who is having a bit of a bag making phase, and she has just made the Merchant and Mills bag. Now I want to call it the Factotum bag. I might have got that wrong. I'm going to put the name across on the screen. And it's a Merchant and Mills pattern, like a handbag. And I'm really, that pattern looks lovely. I'm really sort of inspired to make a proper like handbag or rucksack or something along those lines. So that's something I'm definitely going to be looking into in the next sort of couple of months, I think, 2 or 3 months maybe. I know that Little Miss So and So have just released some bag making kits, so I'm definitely going to go and have a look and see what their kits have got to hold, because I just think that would be really great, just to, you know, buy it and it's all there, you know, with all the you know, the haberdashery bits and pieces, all the D-rings and various things that you need for bag making. I think that would be quite useful. But yeah, so I will head along and have a look at that. They do some great other kits as well, and I'll link them obviously in the description box below, along with everything else that I've spoken about today and will speak about today in the description box below. So yeah, that was another make that I've made. The next thing that I've made a start on but haven't finished, I'm only part way through, is my second Lyra dress. That's the Lyra dress by Tilly and the Buttons. Now in February, I made a Lyra dress and I loved it. I made the long sleeve version and I did the Lyra bodice, and I put a Lotta skirt on. That's the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta skirt on it, so that it didn't have the gathering and things on it, which worked really well for me. And I really enjoyed the sew and enjoyed how the finished result. So when I went to the last sewing social that the lovely Katherine from Sew to Makery was running, the lovely Anna from Pattern Pouch Nest was there, and she also had brought along a number of her gorgeous fabrics, and I bought some fabric, and I showed that I think in my March, yes, I think in my March plans I showed that lovely fabric, and that I had planned a Lyra dress with it. Now I cut that out this week, so the other makes that I had made were kind of before this week, and I hadn't sewn anything during the week because my work is just off the scale busy at the moment. I'm working, you know, silly hours, and I just, by the time I kind of finish for the day, I'm absolutely shattered, and I hadn't got anything cut out. Now, if you've watched my channel before, you will know that I do tend to procrastinate a little when I haven't cut an item out. And because it's probably one of my least sort of favourite stages of the process, however, whenever I do actually get myself sorted and I do it, it's fine. It's more the thought of it, I think. So yeah, let's stop waffling and let me show you where I've got to so far. So I've basically constructed the bodice. I haven't done the buttonholes and buttons as yet, but the collar's on with the collar stand and everything. The sleeves are in. I do need to overlock the sleeves. Those aren't, they're not in as yet, but the rest of the bits are overlocked as I've gone along. It's just that was the last bit, putting the sleeves in was the last bit I did this afternoon. And yeah, so it's all coming together quite nicely. Sewing in cotton is such a joy, isn't it? And this fabric is just such fun, bright, colourful fabric. It is completely out of my comfort zone in terms of fabric. So that's this top that I felt was a bit out of my comfort zone, and then I've gone all out with sort of out of my comfort zone in terms of sort of pattern, but I just fell in love with this fabric. I thought it was gorgeous. I've gone with a short sleeve version on this one. I've added an inch to the length just because sometimes I find sleeves come up a little bit short on me. So hopefully once that's kind of turned over and turned under again, that will be the kind of the right length for me. But that make is sort of part way through, and obviously the rest of it is cut out. I haven't cut out the tie belt this time because I've found that when I've been wearing my other Lyra dress, I've just been styling it with a belt rather than a belt within, you know, made of the same fabric. So I don't think on this occasion I'm going to bother to make the tie belt, because I just think I'm going to be wearing a sort of a regular sort of thin belt with it. But so far so good with this make. So those are all the things that I've been up to in terms of sewing in the last couple of weeks. The coat and the t-shirt for my son were obviously finished off in February, but I don't think that I'd showed them within a Friday Sews since I finished them, so I thought I'd just sort of show them to you now. But the t-shirt, the little zip pouch, and my Lyra dress is what I've been working on over the last sort of couple of weeks. Now this week I was very lucky to receive some happy post, and it was an item that has been gifted to me rather than me buying. So full disclosure here, the lovely Danny from So Quake got in contact with me to ask me whether I would like to receive some pattern weights and to talk about them on my channel, and obviously I received them as a gift. So of course I was delighted to receive some. She got in contact a couple of weeks ago, and she was just about to renew her stock of the particular type that I've gone for. So as far as I'm aware, these are definitely available on her website. So I've gone for the biscuit version, so I will get them out for you in a second. Now there's also donuts that you could go for. There's some seasonal ones at different times of the year, some pumpkins and some more Christmassy related type ones. I think that she has just launched some pin magnet biscuits as well, so do head over to her website and do check them out. So it's soquaint.co.uk, and obviously she is on Instagram as well. Do go and check that out as well under So Quaint, and I will link obviously everything in the description box below. But let's have a look at these gorgeous pattern weights. Let me just see if I can try and hold them up without them all sliding out. So, and I will pop in a picture as well of these lovely weights. So within the box that I have got two fantastic custard creams. Aren't they such fun? I have got two bourbon chocolate biscuits. I've got a lovely jammy dodger and a fantastic party ring. They're just brilliant, aren't they? They're such, I just want to eat them. That's my only criticism of them, that they're so realistic. It makes you want to have a biscuit, basically. So I will pop in a picture of them as they came and as they arrived in their beautiful blue tissue paper and things, and also a picture of me using them. Now, as you're aware, and I've already mentioned in this video, cutting out is my least favourite stage, but this definitely brightened up the process, it has to be said, especially when my husband came over and said to me, "What are you doing? Why are you using biscuits as your pattern weights?" And I went, "Aha!" But they're not biscuits, they're pattern weights. And he came a bit closer because obviously he was on the other side of the room, and he was like, "I can't believe it." So yeah, he picked them up and he was like, but the one that he particularly liked was this one, this party ring one. He was like, "Oh, I wish that all party rings were that sort of scrumptious looking, you know, because this one is a little bit bigger than your average party ring." But yeah, he really wanted to he would like party rings to be made in a similar style. So yeah, absolutely delighted to receive them. They're totally gorgeous, so do go ahead and check out Danny's lovely website, which is soquaint.co.uk, and do check out her Instagram as well. And as I say, I'm going to link everything in the description box below. So that's everything that I received in the post this week. And in terms of my plans for the week ahead, to finish the lyra, I'm looking over there because I've put it over there, to finish my lyra dress, I think, and I'm possibly thinking that I might wear that when I go to the Stitch Festival on the 25th of March in London. I will be meeting up with the lovely Adele from Sofa Serenity, and hopefully some other people too, so I'm really looking forward to that. So if you are going to the Stitch Festival that day, do if you see me, do come over and say hello. I'd really love to chat to you all. And if you are going, obviously going over the weekend in general on a different day, I hope you all have a lovely, lovely day. So maybe I will be brave enough to wear the lyra dress. We'll have a decide once it's finished and whether I'm brave enough to do so. What else have I been up to this week? So last year well, it was started by the lovely Crystal from my social thread and Adele from Sofa Serenity, and then myself came on board to run a challenge in April called Selfless Sew April, and last year was the first year of running it, so it was Selfless Sew April 22, and this year we will be launching Selfless Sew April 23. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about it now. We will talk about it in a bit more detail as we're getting closer to April, but the idea is to sew things for other people rather than yourself. So we've been working hard behind the scenes, and we've got lots of lovely sponsors that have sort of come on board to offer prizes and things, so we're hugely grateful to them. Amazing array of prizes, and I can't wait to share all of those details with you a little bit closer to the challenge date, well, the start of April. So that's another thing that I've been up to this week. So I think that is everything from me today. I do hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, I'd really love it if you would consider doing so. But until next time, take care, happy sewing, bye bye.